Hello and welcome to the next installment of the series about building a CRM. In the previous video, I have introduced the concept of business to developer as a philosophy, as a business model at Arkency. Today, we want to implement one of the most important scenarios for Arkency. And this is the scenario of getting the best clients, the perfect clients. The thing is, just for you to understand why it works this way, is that we are a small company. We rarely take new clients, we're rarely available. So we usually have this luxury of replying only to those clients who are really looking best for us, because we don't really have salespeople. We don't have people who are contacting our clients. We are just programmers, and we don't want to really have other managers, salespeople at our company. So we want to simplify and automate as much as we can. So what is the perfect client scenario for Arkency? More or less, it's not really strictly defined, but it's best. Obviously, we're talking about developers. The previous video explains why. So the best scenario is that they are on our mailing list for some time now. And this requirement is not strict, but it helps us because on our mailing list, we share most of the information about the company. So it means they are kind of up to date of what is happening at Arkency, what is Arkency about, who is at Arkency, and so on. They bought Rails refactoring or domain-driven Rails. Those are our ebooks, and it's important. Usually people who buy those ebooks, they really need help with their Rails applications. This is exactly the best fit for us. So they usually have existing Rails applications. And if you don't know, our specialization, our positioning is to join existing Rails project. They follow Arkency or me on Twitter. That's similar to the mailing list, maybe less important, but it's good if they do it, because then, again, it's not a requirement. It's not that we require this, but it helps us to quickly determine that they are aware of how Arkency works. A big part of the sales process overall, a very expensive part, is to explain how things work. And then an expensive part is to start cooperating with a client who doesn't know how we work, only to learn after 2 months that there is no compatibility between us. So we really want to be sure that they know as much as about Arkency or about us as possible. Attending our workshops, again, not a strict requirement, but it helps. And this is probably the most important one, if they make the move to contact us. And there are two main ways to contact us. One is through the contact form on the website. And if you go to the contact form website where you click work with us, then you kind of are presented with frequently asked questions. So if you are contacting us through the form, you see how we work, because it's not so easy to skip those messages. So if all of those conditions are met, then they're our perfect clients, and we really want to reply back. So as we rarely take new clients, but if this fit appears, we will do a lot to take them as the clients. If they don't fit any of those requirements, then there is no chance we will reply. If they meet some of the requirements, then there is 50-50 chance. All right, so enough talking. Let's look at some code. So I've prepared what I call a domain spike, just to give you some idea of how we're going to work here. So first of all, I started using just objects and modules, and modules are representing bounded contexts in the Arkency world. So you can learn a little bit about the Arkency bounded context, about the business here. There would be other ways of starting, maybe starting with events, some kind of event storming, but I feel like events and objects and methods are kind of equivalent. So developer subscribed is basically a result of object developer and method subscribe, right? So Rails refactoring bot is a result of this class. So it's equivalent. I don't really see that huge difference, and I already have some code which can shape my design. So this is the first point. When they using in our mailing bounded context, we use MailChimp, but this is the detail. It's important that somehow we know that they subscribed, somehow we know that they bought a book or not, And this is all in different banded contexts. There is no sharing the database, at least it's not required. There's like nothing about persistence at all so far. So we have the social media banded context where look at everywhere is a developer class, a developer object. So it doesn't have to be this way, but this is part of our philosophy. People who are contacting us are mostly developers. Social media, developer. So social media, another banded context. Workshops, another banded context. Website, another banded context. And here is an empty code because that's what I'm going to present in the next video. This is where we want to combine the result of all those things, because this is our business process, and only after some criteria are met, we want to say those are perfect clients. So in here, we will learn more. So this is just a teaser about what is perfect client and how you can get there just from being a, I don't know, mailing subscriber, right? So we'll build some kind of stage machine, maybe, we'll see. So far I'm starting with those building blocks, those banded contexts. So this is also the what's the name in DDD? So that's the domain-driven design and the strategic patterns. So we're using the strategic design here just to see what are the big concepts. So later those modules will be huge, they will be extracted to separate files, but I doubt it will look much different than it is right now. So I'm starting with some design upfront, surprisingly, and then we will learn how to do it. So this is not the only scenario that we have. This is just one of them. This is the one that leads to the best clients that we usually had in the history. Also, we've had other clients who didn't go through this, but they are also perfect. But this is, again, you need to understand our philosophy. We want to automate as much as we can, and we don't want to have any waste. So people who are just replying to all the emails, when the most likely result is that they will not be our clients. So that's it for now. I hope you like it. And in the next video, we will try to work on this part more. Maybe we'll use events, maybe not. We'll see. Thank you.